Welcome to our ultimate travel showdown, Cambodia versus Laos. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and ring the bell for more adventures. Today, we compare two mesmerizing, culture-rich destinations, Laos and Cambodia, to answer a question that could shape your travel plans. Which of these two countries offers a wallet-friendly adventure without sacrificing soul?
Describe intangible experiences. The hush of Buddhist chants in Luang, Prabang, the hum of tuk-tuks by Angkor Wat, the tangible scent of lemongrass and spices in open-air kitchens. Tap into anticipation, wanderlust, comfort. Invite the viewer to feel the journey, not merely measure it.
As the first light of dawn spills over Luang Prabang, golden temple roofs shimmer in the morning mist. The air is thick with incense and the gentle murmur of Buddhist chants. Here, history is alive, each temple a silent witness to centuries of devotion, each stone pathway echoing with the footsteps of generations. You stand in awe as monks in saffron robes glide through the quiet streets, their bowls cradling the hopes and offerings of the faithful. This is not just a place, it is a living, breathing heritage. Imagine joining the locals at dawn, kneeling quietly as the procession of monks passes by. The only sounds are the soft padding of bare feet and the rustle of rice being placed into alms bowls. The city awakens slowly, bathed in golden light, as the Mekong drifts by and the scent of frangipani fills the air. In these moments you feel the spiritual heart of Laos, where ritual and daily life are inseparable, and every gesture is a thread in the fabric of tradition. The day unfolds with serene riverside rituals, monks chanting by the water, the gentle clink of prayer bells, and the rhythmic sweep of brooms across ancient courtyards. You watch as travelers and locals alike pause to light candles, their faces illuminated by flickering flames. The world slows down, inviting you to listen, to breathe, to become part of the story. Then, journey onward to Cambodia, where the jungle parts to reveal the timeless spires of Angkor Wat. The air is thick with mystery as you trace your fingers over intricate carvings, stories of gods, battles, and celestial dancers frozen in stone. Sunbeams pierce the ancient corridors, and the distant call of birds mingles with the laughter of children playing nearby. Here the past and present are woven together, and every traveler becomes an explorer of lost worlds. In Phnom Penh, the echoes of colonial avenues blend with the vibrant pulse of today. You wander through bustling markets, the air alive with the scent of spices and the colors of woven silks. Artisans shape history with their hands, crafting goods as their ancestors did. The city's energy is infectious, a place where every street corner tells a story, and every encounter is a bridge between eras. Yet beneath the surface, Phnom Penh holds memories of turbulence and resilience. Museums and memorials invite quiet reflection, their halls filled with artifacts and stories of survival. Here, history is not just remembered, it is honored, teaching every visitor about the strength and spirit of the Cambodian people. As you journey through these lands, you realize that culture and heritage are not just backdrops for travel, they are the soul of every experience. Understanding the stories behind the temples, the rituals, and the markets gives depth to every cost and every choice. In Laos and Cambodia, the past is always present, shaping the adventure and enriching every moment.
Picture this. You wake up in a bamboo guest house, sunlight filtering through woven walls, the air tinged with the scent of fresh coffee and distant incense. Your wallet is light, but your heart is full of anticipation. Because here, every dollar is a doorway to adventure. In Laos, a few crisp bills, maybe $4 or $5, secure you a cozy bed for the night. But the real value? It's in the laughter you share with fellow travelers over sticky rice, or the smile from a guest house owner who remembers your name. In Cambodia, you might find yourself haggling for a room in a bustling market town, $5 or $6, and you're set. The walls are simple, but step outside and you're swept into a world of color. Tuk-tuks zipping by, vendors calling out, the aroma of lemongrass and sizzling skewers filling the air. Here's the secret. In both countries, your budget isn't a barrier. It's a passport to spontaneity. One day you're invited to join a local family for dinner, learning to roll spring rolls by hand. The next, you stumble upon a night market where a single dollar buys a feast of noodles, grilled meats, and sweet sticky rice. The thrill isn't just in saving money, it's in the freedom to say yes. Yes to a spontaneous boat trip down the Mekong. Yes to a tuk-tuk ride through ancient streets. Yes to a festival you never planned to attend. Every small expense unlocks a big experience. And don't forget the little moments, the feel of crisp kip or riel in your hand, the friendly banter as you negotiate a price, the pride in scoring a deal on a handmade scarf or a bowl of steaming noodle soup. Fun fact, in Laos, a single beer lao costs less than a bus ticket back home. In Cambodia, $1 can buy you a seat at a communal table, where strangers become friends over plates of amok and laughter echoes late into the night. So when you think about cost, don't just count the coins. Count the memories, the taste of street food, the warmth of new friendships, the joy of discovering that the best things in Laos and Cambodia are often the least expensive.
One of the biggest questions we get is, how much does it all cost? But in places like Cambodia and Laos, the budget isn't just a set of numbers, it's a narrative of your journey. It dictates the paths you take, the food you eat, and the people you meet. It's the difference between a sterile, pre-packaged tour and a genuine, unscripted adventure. So let's break down not just the cost, but the incredible value you get for every dollar, kip and reel. Our culinary journey begins in Cambodia, a country where flavor is king and your wallet can breathe easy. Forget fancy restaurants. The real magic happens on the street corners, under the glow of a single light bulb, where vendors orchestrate a symphony of sizzling woks and bubbling broths. Here, $1 isn't just $1, it's a ticket to a feast. We're talking about street eats that start from just $1. A typical day of eating like a king might only set you back $5. Imagine starting your day with a steaming bowl of kitiv, a rich pork broth noodle soup, followed by a midday snack of fresh spring rolls, and ending with lort cha, short, fat rice noodles stir-fried with beef and a fried egg on top. It's a culinary tapestry woven from simple, fresh ingredients and generations of tradition. Crossing into Laos, the rhythm changes, but the principle of incredible value remains. Here, a daily budget of around $12 for 2 hearty meals is common, but you can go even lower. We found ourselves living on a rhythm of modest, deeply traditional meals punctuated by the occasional glorious treat. A simple, soul-satisfying local meal, like a bowl of khao piak sen noodle soup, or a plate of sticky rice with a fiery jiao dipping sauce, can cost as little as $1.50. And when the day is done, the affordability continues. We found comfortable guest houses for $5 a night and celebrated our discoveries with an 80-pence beer lao. It's this accessibility that makes Laos so special. In fact, there's a reason for this. A recent report named Laos the cheapest country in the world to travel, with an average daily budget of just over $15, but that statistic doesn't capture the full story. It doesn't describe the freedom that comes with such low costs. It's the freedom to say yes to a spontaneous boat trip, to try every dish at the night market, or to extend your stay in a village that has captured your heart. It's a budget that doesn't restrict, but liberates. And the food you'll say yes to is unforgettable. The foundation of every meal is sticky rice, khao niao, served in a woven bamboo basket. It's more than sustenance. It's a utensil, a comfort, a communal bond shared at every table. You'll tear off a piece, roll it in your fingers, and dip it into the complex, zesty flavors of larb, a minced meat salad that explodes with mint, chili, lime juice, and toasted ground rice. Or you'll find yourself at a tuk-tuk side stall mesmerized by the sweet, aromatic scent of kaffir citrus being tossed into a wok. These aren't just meals, they are sensory bookmarks of your time in Laos. Getting around is part of the adventure itself, and again, your budget shapes the experience. In Laos, modern progress is making its mark. The new expressway from Vientiane to Vang Vieng is a perfect example. For a toll of about $7, it transforms a winding 4-hour journey into a smooth 90-minute drive, carving through breathtaking mountain scenery. It's a trade-off. Time for money, efficiency for the old, bumpy road's charm. In Cambodia, the choices are more rustic and in many ways more immersive. A bus between major cities like Phnom Penh and Siem Reap costs around $10. It's not luxurious, but it's a moving window into the soul of the country. For shorter distances, the tuk-tuk is king. For about $5 you can hire a driver for the entire day. This isn't just transport, it's a friendship, a rolling conversation, a personal tour guide who knows the best spots for a sugarcane juice break. These are the dirt and laughter rides you'll remember forever. And then there are the ferries, costing between $7 and $12, for quiet crossings of the mighty Mekong. As the engine hums and the riverbanks glide by, you feel the pace of life slow to the rhythm of the water, carrying you towards your next discovery.
When we talk about travel costs, what are we really asking? We're asking how far our money will take us, not just in miles, but in experiences. Let's start with Laos, a country that moves at the pace of the Mekong River itself. On a tight budget, you can thrive here. Think $20 to $30 a day. That gets you a bed in a clean, simple guest house, 3 delicious meals from street stalls, like a warm baguette for breakfast and a steaming bowl of noodle soup for lunch, and plenty of room for exploration. Many of the most beautiful temples and viewpoints are free to enter, asking only for your quiet respect. If you stretch your budget to the mid-range, say $50 to $100 a day, Laos opens up even more. This could mean a private room in a charming colonial-era hotel, meals in restaurants with sunset views over the river, and perhaps hiring a private boat for a day or joining a guided trek into the hills. The all-inclusive options, hovering around $55 a day, bundle these comforts together, offering a seamless way to experience the country's gentle rhythm without the daily calculations. In Laos, your money buys you time and tranquility. Now let's cross the border into Cambodia, a nation with a palpable energy of growth and resilience. Here, the numbers are slightly different. A backpacker budget lands between $30 and $45 per day. While accommodation and food costs are similar to Laos, you might find yourself spending a bit more on transport and activities, like sharing a tuk-tuk to explore the sprawling temple complexes of Angkor. Bump up to a mid-range weekly budget of $500 to $700, or about $70 to $100 a day, and Cambodia's modern conveniences become readily accessible. This unlocks stylish boutique hotels with swimming pools to escape the midday heat, comfortable air-conditioned buses for long journeys, and the expertise of private guides who can bring the stories etched into ancient stones to life. So when we compare them, the blended data tells a clear story. Both are exceptionally budget-friendly, but Laos consistently holds the edge as the more affordable destination, especially for those on the tightest of shoestrings. The real difference isn't just in the dollars and cents, but in the pace your money buys. In Laos, your dollar stretches further because life itself is slower. In Cambodia, you might spend a little more, but that money often buys efficiency and access in a country that's developing at a rapid pace. Before you can spend any of that money, however, there's the first official transaction of your trip, the visa. It's a straightforward process for both nations. For Cambodia, whether you get a visa on arrival or in a visa online, you can expect to pay around $30. For Laos, the cost is a bit more variable, ranging from $30 to $50 depending on your nationality and the port of entry. That moment of handing over crisp US dollars for a sticker in your passport is a rite of passage, the formal gateway opening to the adventure ahead. And Cambodia is building a massive new gateway. The new Teko Tak Mao International Airport, set to open in 2025, is a testament to the country's soaring ambitions. It promises to reshape travel, making access easier and more streamlined than ever. But with grand infrastructure often comes a subtle, creeping increase in costs. It's a sign of the profound changes sweeping across Cambodia, a forward momentum that you can feel in the air. Laos, by contrast, champions a different kind of value proposition, one rooted in quiet luxury and deep immersion. Consider a multi-day cruise down the Mekong on a boutique vessel like the Bohème. The cost is significant, a world away from a backpacker's daily budget. But you're not just paying for a cabin and meals. You're paying for access to a part of Laos that few get to see. Remote riverside villages, morning alms ceremonies with monks, and landscapes untouched by roads. It's the ultimate expression of slow travel, where the cultural richness of the journey itself is the destination. But this profound cultural value isn't reserved for high-end travelers. It's woven into the very fabric of the country. You can find it in the rhythmic clatter of looms in the silk-weaving villages outside Luang, Prabang, where a few dollars for a beautiful scarf directly supports an ancient craft. You can feel it in the cool mist on your face at the breathtaking Guangxi waterfalls, where a small entry fee grants you access to paradise. In Laos, the most meaningful experiences often have the smallest price tags, rewarding a slow and curious traveler. Cambodia offers its own version of this intimate value, often found by taking one step off the beaten path. Look for the rising number of community-based tourism projects, craft villages where you can learn pottery from a master, or rural homestays where the cost of a night's stay includes a seat at the family dinner table. Sharing a meal, learning a few words of Khmer, listening to stories. This is that emotional payoff that travel writers talk about. It's an experience that costs very little money but delivers an immeasurable return, creating a connection that will stay with you long after you've left. These are the hidden costs and the true cultural values, the real currency of travel.
So, after journeying through emerald rice paddies and ancient stone cities, we arrive at the final question: Laos or Cambodia? If we look strictly at the numbers, a simple story begins to form. On paper, Cambodia often slightly beats Laos in the per-meal cost. A delicious bowl of cuy tive on a Phnom Penh street corner, or a plate of fish amok in Siem Reap, can be astonishingly affordable, a testament to the country's vibrant and accessible street food culture. It's a foodie's paradise on a shoestring. But a travel budget is a tapestry woven from many threads. When you factor in accommodation, internal transport, and the overall rhythm of a day, the picture shifts dramatically. It's here that Laos emerges as the undisputed champion for the lowest-cost adventure. The pace is inherently slower, encouraging longer stays in one place. Guest houses are plentiful and cheap, and the transport, like the iconic slowboat down the Mekong, is an experience in itself, not just a means to an end. It's a budget that doesn't rush you. It invites you to linger, to absorb, to simply be, making your money and your moments stretch further. But a journey like this is never just about the numbers on a receipt. It's about the imprint left on your soul. And here the two nations reveal their profoundly different characters. Laos whispers, it's a land of quiet introspection and spiritual serenity. It's in the pre-dawn hush of Luang Prabang, watching the silent barefoot procession of monks collecting alms, a ritual of humility and grace that has endured for centuries. It's in the gentle, unhurried flow of the Mekong where time seems to bend and soften. The air itself feels different here, scented with frangipani and wood smoke, inviting you to slow down, to breathe, to listen to the subtle rhythms of life. Cambodia, on the other hand, proclaims, its voice echoes with the grandeur of a mighty empire and the resilient hope of a people who have endured the unthinkable. To stand before the monoliths of Angkor is to feel humbled by the sheer scale of human ambition and artistry, but this ancient grandeur is set against the stark recent history of the Khmer Rouge, and it is in this contrast that you find Cambodia's true power. You see it in the irrepressible smiles of the people, a quiet defiance against a dark past. You feel it in their warmth and optimism, a profound testament to the strength of the human spirit. It's a land of cultural grandeur, yes, but also one of incredible, inspiring resilience. So how do you choose between a whisper and a proclamation? The answer isn't about which is better, but about what your own heart is seeking. Do you yearn for the gentle current of a river that teaches you patience, or the powerful story of stones that teach you resilience? Whether you choose to follow the first light as it illuminates the golden stupas of Luang Prabang, or walk among the giant shadowed faces of Angkor's lost kings, what matters most isn't what you pay but what you take home in your heart. Cost is a number, a practical detail for planning, but connection, that is priceless. The true currency of travel isn't the kip or the riel, it's the shared smile, the story exchanged with a stranger, the quiet moment of understanding that transcends language. These are the souvenirs that never fade. If this journey has stirred something in you, if you believe that travel is about more than just ticking boxes, then we invite you to become part of our community. Subscribe to continue exploring with us, give this video a thumbs up if it resonated, and ring that bell so you never miss a moment of discovery. Because for us, every journey, from the bustling market alleys to the silent temple stones, is a journey with purpose. And it's a journey we're so glad to be on together.